and I see Lil Butt's head drop, his eyes fixated on the floor. I knew it was over. My eyes were ready to start watering in a last-ditch attempt to get out of this mess. I was going to go full cry mode, little bitch. And that's when the door swung open. Out walks Lil Butt, head hung, with Officer Drake walking behind him.
You are watching a master at work.
No, I wanna do it my way. No, no, I wanna do it my way. I wanna do it my way.
Okay, so now we're in Toronto. Drugs are secure. Morale is high again. And the boys are buzzing to get started. Jimmy, by far the most. Sheesh. That was crazy. At least now we're free. I think we should get more pills. Lil Butt, stop by a pharmacy, I'm buying a Viagra. Baby Jimmy ain't sleeping tonight. You're out of your mind, bro. But yeah, stop for real, Lil Butt. I'm down. We gonna have fun. Today, gonna have fun, bro. After a quick pit stop, we pull up to Lil Butt's friend's apartment. A short, stocky, older man they called Hair, due to his Tarzan-esque mane. Hair was accompanied by his large right-hand man, Eyes, named in honor of his right eye that always seemed to be a little more shut than the left. I'm not kidding. These were the names everyone called them. Hair was more reserved, not giving much attention to anyone except Lil Butt, who he had gotten to know from previous endeavors. We arrived at Hair's luxury apartment, overlooking the city, beautiful place, and proceeded to tell them the story of our little run-in with the Canadian Border Patrol, to which Eyes responded, "Wow, you guys are really stupid. Why would you ever bring drugs here? You don't need those drugs, guys." Now I'm thinking, wow, what a stand-up guy, trying to keep us on the right track. But he immediately followed with, "We can get you everything you need right here," and proceeded to open a single drawer with more drugs that I had seen in my entire life. And in that moment, I knew why him and Lil Butt were friends. Two fucking psychopaths. Eyes and Lil Butt are childhood friends from their hometown in Brazil. And it just so happens that the boy from Virginopolis he once ran the streets with became an underground entrepreneur in Toronto. After a quick introduction, we got dressed and began celebrating Hair's birthday weekend in ways I wasn't prepared for. Shots of Ciroc, candies from the drawer, and the summer sun beaming down on the balcony. The vibes were immaculate. We went down the elevator and were brought to our ride for the weekend. A Range Rover that soon was to be filled with lovely women who were all about having a good time and living their life to the fullest. And by that I mean, they were twerking out the window, kissing for the stories, and screaming songs out, excited to get the weekend started. Once the team was assembled, we made our way to Cabana Pool Club. I began to realize exactly who we were dealing with when we arrived at the club and proceeded to skip a grossly long line by being escorted in by the bouncers. They didn't check us for any weapons or drugs, both of which were abundantly present between our two new friends. They brought us to a table overlooking the party, and I instantly felt like Pablo in his prime, a feeling that would end up landing us in a little bit of trouble. As house music blasted through the outdoor party, I looked at Jimmy and he said to me, "Let's go to the crowd. Little Jimmy is hungry." So we go. Shades on to mask the blatant effect the candies were having on us, a feeling we knew all too well. We were making jaw-clenching conversation with every girl we saw. "Look, baby, look at my face. Do I look okay?" The answer is no. The way I am right now, I could get a handicap pass. But I'm trying to get you the same way because it feels amazing. If there's one thing fun-loving girls like, it's drugs. So within moments, we were a squad of euphoric zombies kissing the unclench for a second. One girl in particular introduced me to a friend of hers. He was short, stocky, tattooed, and had a mohawk. This guy also had a table in a different section, and he was Brazilian as well. So we began speaking and got along quite nicely. "Qual é, pai? Tudo bem?" "Suave. E você?" "De boa. Aqui, curtindo com meus amigos de Toronto. Se passa, você até conhece algum deles. Cabelo e o zoinho." When I mentioned their name, he immediately tightened up. It turns out the man was a long-standing rival of Hair's. So when I mentioned his name, there was an obvious change in posture. And I'm pretty good at reading people, so trust me, I felt the hostility. So I ended the conversation and grabbed Jimmy away from the girl he was talking to leave. Jimmy, we out. Why, bro? She was gonna let me suck a fart out her butt. What in the world makes you think that's true? I asked her if she pooped today, and she said not yet. I turned to look at this girl, and she fucking winked. Nah, we out. So I grabbed Jimmy, and as we're walking away, he had turned to look at the acquaintance and brought my attention to something that made me absolutely sure I had fucked up. A pistol that was concealed under his shirt was now visible as he exchanged inaudible words with some people at his table. We went back to our section, and I felt the need to explain to Hair and Eyes who I had met and tell them what happened. I showed them exactly where he was, and tensions rose. I mean, we had fun the rest of the day, but when it was time to go, the masses left as one. So you can imagine what was about to happen. Halfway through the walk, my heart's already racing. I'm feeling what's about to go down. And just like I thought, we ran into the rival again. Words began being exchanged, and it just got progressively louder as they were saying more foul shit to one another. But the tipping point was when Hair looked the rival dead in his eyes and said, "That's why I had your sister in the dryer calling me stepbro, you corny bitch." As soon as this left his mouth, I was ready for war. I stepped back, brought Jimmy and Lil Butt with me, and sure enough, a fucking brawl let loose. Punches were being thrown, kicks were being kicked, and I'm just watching from a distance, but that was maybe for 10 seconds until Jimmy and Lil Butt decided to get involved. Yo, when I tell you there was a guy on the floor and I saw Lil Butt send his head top bins like he was Messi at the top of 18, I went crazy. When I saw it happen, I went in for the same. I went in like there had been a rebound from the free kick and I had to put in the tap in. So we both got this guy good. And the fight lasted for about a minute or two before bouncers swarmed from every corner. Luckily, no weapons were drawn and we all made it out unscathed for the most part. But this was important because it solidified us as a friend in Hair's eyes. And from then on out, it was club after club, night after night, table after table of medicated happiness. We went and saw Locke perform with bad bitches at our table, and the whole time I was off my rocker. Needless to say, that trip has gone down in history as one of the best in my life. And we've been invited to Hair's birthday bash in Toronto ever since. But I knew, from the moment that I got in that car, the trip was going to be full of fuckery. But the best memories come from spontaneously bad decisions. So my message to you, my friends, is make the wrong decision and then fix it. At least then you'll have a story to tell.